Hi guys, day 33, and I actually wrote down a lot of stuff that I was thinking I could talk about today because, yeah, there's just a lot of things that I feel like come up for me. And I'm deciding to make day 33 about guarantees, meaning that I guess actually how I should say it is that nothing is guaranteed. And it's kind of a cool way of looking at things because in that, I think it keeps you like on your toes as far as wanting to give gratitude and show up and be aware and be in your now and all of these things. And I wrote something about that on I think it was on my post that I did when my husband and I got married in Ibiza recently because we renew our vows every year. And I had said something at the end. It was like, our love is not guaranteed, it's cultivated every day. And now that I'm like, thinking about it out loud, I'm like, did I write that or was I in conversation with somebody? I don't know. I'm always like talking to a million people a day. But yeah, I love the idea of that. Like, I think for some people it could sound like you're on eggshells or people want stability. But I think it's just really cool because, again, it just like keeps you in your now and present. And this probably sounds super morbid, but even my dog, like, I know that, I mean, usually, like, a dog would die before an owner just because their lifespan is shorter. So, knock on wood that I'm good because I would like to live a long time. Um, but I literally look at my dog every single day and I spend time with him every single day. And I think to myself, I know I'm already not going to have you forever. And I soak him in as much as possible. And yeah, I guess it could just seem kind of weird because I'm kind of thinking of his death every day, but I do. Like, it crosses my mind, and in that, that allows me, it's not like I'm sad about it, it just reminds me to be completely present with him, to make sure that he's living his best life. And we've actually had, in my husband's family, a family dog pass away just this last week, and one of my like best friends, they lost a dog like just last week as well. It was like it all happened within the last 2 weeks, I guess. And and yeah, like I've just since I've had him, I don't know, I just had this thought all the time where I'm gonna soak him up as much as I can. And I do that in my marriage. Like, my marriage is not guaranteed. Like, just because you sign a piece of paper, just because you got a ring on your finger, does not mean nothing. Okay? It's like you're constantly you showing up, you're creating, you're like putting your best foot forward, and you're in it and you're awake and you're alive in it, and you're not just like a robot doing the same thing every day and you don't even know what you're doing. It's like, to me, I think about it when I drive, and you know how sometimes you're driving but you're totally somewhere else, and then you think to yourself, oh god, how did I get here? Like, how did I get home? Because you were not paying attention. I've totally done that, and my dad watches these videos, so dad, I'm sorry. I will work to be more present when I'm driving. But yeah, so it's like the idea of guarantees. And, I have worked with a lot of people on coaching and different things. And there's a lot of people who deal with, depression and different mental things and all of this stuff. And that's great. I'm always like, wherever you're at, it's great because it's serving you. And on the days when you have good days, that's amazing. And remind yourself, too, that that's what today is. Right now is great or whatever, and that's not guaranteed. And so I'm always encouraging people to like study themselves. Like, what had today be great for you? Like, what had you be effective? Like, what are your triggers to get you in effective states? And one, to give gratitude to it. Two, to know that that's what it is. And then also know that tomorrow, if you wake up, you might not be in that effective state. You might again be in a place where you feel a little stuck. And that's great too. Like, it's all fine. Um, but when we know kind of that it's not always maybe going to be there because we're human, like everyone does this, I feel like it kind of takes a little bit of pressure off you because one, it's normal, but two, it allows you to then kind of go back to your awareness that when you were studying yourself of like, okay, this is what worked, and then let me see if I can start implementing those things again, or how can I create those situations again so that I can maybe guarantee my next moment, right? And even that, it's like it's hard because the guarantee is almost like that's the whole point of this conversation. I almost feel like it's non-existent, So it's just like in your now, what are you creating? Um, and the thing that's cool about it too, on the flip side, is like when we are down or we're feeling like any type of way, that's not guaranteed that you're going to feel like that tomorrow. Like tomorrow might be a great day, and everything is temporary. Like wherever you're at, it's temporary. So if you're in a really amazing spot, it's temporary. If you're in a really bad spot, it's temporary. Like it's not going to be that way forever because change is inevitable. It's always going to change. Yes, it could change to go worse. Yes, it could change to go better. But again, that's going to depend on the effort that you put in, the people you surround yourself with, every breath and choice and thought that you choose. That all determines like where you're going to go. So, yeah, today, day 33. P.S. I love 3. I'm born on the 3rd, 1983. My marriage numerology is a 3. I planned that. I love numbers. So, yay, 33. But it is that. It's like there are no guarantees. That is my day 33. And I love that reminder for myself um, because, again, it has me step into my now. It has me be present. It has me choose cognitively so that I'm thinking with the end in mind of who I want to be. And yeah, it sounds maybe like backwards, I think, even as I listen to myself talk about it. But I would say maybe be open to that idea if that's something that is resonating a little bit. And I'm going to continue to do that because I've learned even too in my jobs, like for the most part, I've been really blessed because today I taught Los Alamitos High School and I've worked with that high school for I think 17 years. That's crazy. Um, yeah, it's been a long time with that school, and I have other companies that I've worked for over 10 years, and relationships that I've maintained for a long time. But I also have some companies that I've started to work with less, and I worked with them for 10 years, and we didn't have a falling out. There's nothing wrong, whatever. But the thing that I always know is I'm like, there's everything's always changing, it's always evolving. You can't rely on one thing, and so the only thing you really can rely on is yourself. And even if you struggle with that, then again, just keep working on that and trust that you can rely on yourself because internally, I do believe that every single person has all the answers. You know it's right. Even though I do coaching, I still always coach to the idea that you know everything within you. And my goal is for you not to need me in the end. Like, you should never need anyone. Nobody needs anybody. But we all can help each other when we share our stories and all these things. So yeah, going back to just guarantees, maybe try on the idea or like, looking at things like what if it isn't guaranteed? Like if I know that this love isn't guaranteed or this job isn't guaranteed or my best friend isn't guaranteed forever, it's like how would you embrace them? How would things shift in how you interact with them? And again, I feel like it might sound just kind of like a feeling, but for me, I'm this weird paradox where the uhs make me feel really good because in the awareness of the then you have the contrast of the yeah. You know what I mean? I always say, I talked about this today with somebody else. It was like light. If it was everything was just light, that would just be utopia or heaven, right? And if everything was just dark, it would be like hell or whatever, just darkness. And you need the two to have the contrast to understand each other. So the light can't know really what the light even is without the darkness. And to me, it's like, well, that's what Earth is, and that's what the human experience is this yin and yang. And we need both aspects to understand. So when I look at something and I'm like, it's not guaranteed forever, well, then I look on the flip side of that and I was like, cool, well, now this has me have so much more gratitude and I just live into it to a totally different way. So, anyways, day 33, my magical number, and yeah, nothing's guaranteed. So, cheers to that, and go out there and soak it all up as long as you can. And then in that, also know too, when things pass, something else comes in. One door closes, another door opens, and it's abundant, and it's always perfect, and it's always happening for you. Cool. Bye, guys.